Välkommen till programmet Tro och under som vi sänder ifrån Medidimension International. Vi är jätteglada att du finns med oss även ikväll. Och det är en stor ära för oss att få stå mitt uppe i det Gud gör över hela vår värld just nu. Medidimension International är ju en modern missionsorganisation som jobbar på ett sätt som kanske inte vi har gjort i så många år. Vi jobbar med media och olika verktyg för att nå en hel stad med det glada budskapet om Jesus Kristus. Vi har ett tema som genomgår alla de städer som vi har de här kampanjerna i, och det är Power to Change, kraft till förändring. Och vi har nu hållit på i ett antal år och vi har sett hur de här storstadskampanjerna har varit så fruktbärande. Ikväll så har vi också ett tema, och temat skulle kunna vara att de här storstadskampanjerna fungerar faktiskt även i Skandinavien. Det är kulturen spelar ingen roll och vilken etniska grupper, utan det bryter igenom på alla sätt var vi än är någonstans. Och jag ska alldeles strax presentera 2 stycken vänner som jag har med mig i soffan. Men innan jag gör det så ska du få göra en tillbakablick, och du ska få se ett inslag från den storstadskampanjen som vi hade i Helsingfors under september-oktober 2011. Så då ska vi titta på det.
Mahdollisuus muutokseen. Mikael puhelimessa. Hyvää iltaa, god kväll.
Hyvä kun soitit. Joo, kiitos. Hyvä jatko. Joo, hej.
Kampanjen Kraftig förändring anlände med en blå höst till huvudstadsregionen. Evangelium kom i fokus med hjälp av de här ansiktena. Kampanjbudskapet om att det finns en möjlighet till förändring och att det är okej att prata om andliga saker också i Finland nådde längre ut än någonsin. Församlingarna väntade ivrigt på att kampanjen skulle börja. I augusti deltog 2000 frivilligarbetare i en utbildning för telefonsvarare och bokkurirer.
No meillähän alkoi tämä missio vähitellen, että me saatiin ne pylväsmainokset tuli ensin. Silloin oli vielä rauhallista, mutta sitten 15. päivä, kun ilmestyi Hesari, niin meillä oli aamulla tuolla linjat kävi niin kuumina, että meillä ei riittänyt enää puhelimeen vastaajat. Että se oli semmoinen kunnon räjähdysstartti tälle kampanjalle.
Riksdagens talman Eero Heinäluoma var en av talarna på öppningsceremonin i Helsingfors. Han hade en tydlig utmaning till församlingarna.
Rohkeutta tulla ulos ja kohdata ihmiset ja uskaltaa puhua myös siitä, mikä on elämässä oikein ja väärin. Ja sitten luottaa siihen, että se sanoma on sellainen, joka kiinnostaa viime kädessä ihmisiä sit kuitenkin enemmän kuin tämä kaikki maallinen, joka meille varsinkin joukkuetiedotusvälineistä päivittäin täyttyy.
En presskonferens för olika massmedier ordnades i centrala Helsingfors den 9 september. Presskonferensen kopplade ihop Storstadskampanjen med de internationella kampanjerna och klargjorde principerna för kampanjen. Representanter för församlingar och människor som deltagit med sina vittnesbörd i kampanjen var med på presskonferensen. Berättelserna om förändrade liv utgör själva det hjärtat i kampanjen. Det här pappersarken bär med sig frön som kommer att sjunka ner i tusentals finländers hjärtan. Långt över 10 000 annonser i olika sorters media beredde väg för kampanjboken.
Isoin näistä mainoksista on ihan tuolla Helsingin ydinkeskustassa rautatieaseman lähellä Mikonkadulla semmoinen 230 neliömetriä, eli 8-kerroksisen talon kokoinen iso jättimainos.
Församlingarna ordnade olika utåtriktade evenemang som också var en del av kampanjen. Den 3:e veckan in i kampanjen bjöd en av de finska TV-kanalerna in representanter för kampanjen till den direktsända showen Maria.
Mutta muistutan sen, että kun Jeesus Kristus roikkui ristillä, niin hänen molemmilla puolella olivat rikolliset ryövärit. Yksi heistä pilkkasi ja toinen sanoi, että Herra, muista minua, kun tulet valtakuntasi. Tämä toinen ryöväri sai kuoleman hetkellä arvon. Ja kun toinen sanoo, että päästä meidät täältä rististä alas, niin Jeesus ei tehnyt sitä. Hän ei päästänyt alas ristiltä. Nämä miehet kuoli ristillä. Mutta yksi heistä sai suuren arvon. Ja Late Johansson on löytänyt suuren arvon ja hän on saanut anteeksi syntinsä.
Förutom tv-programmet Maria visade också Anna medieintresse för Laura Johanssons synlighet i kampanjen. Diskussionen i offentlig media ökade antalet bokbeställningar. Bokkurinerna tog itu med arbetet och ett postkontor i Helsingfors fick smaka på kampanjen.
Postirouvat ollut hiukan ihmeissä, että mitä täällä tapahtuu, koko postitilan käytävää valotettu kirjeillä. Mutta he ovat selvinneet ja palvelleet meitä hienosti ja ollaan saatu kaikki kirjeet lähtemään.
Då är vi tillbaka i studion här och du har precis sett ett inslag från den här Storstadskampanjen som vi hade i Helsingfors i Finland. Som du märkte så var det en storstadskampanj som hade ett stort genomslag. Och det finns en genomtänkt strategi hur vi jobbar med de här storstadskampanjerna. Och det viktiga för oss i Mediemission International det är det att den lokala församlingen finns med och fångar upp alla de här människorna. Här i studion ikväll så har jag 2 stycken gäster. Och det är Kenneth Grönros som är ett känt ansikte för oss. Du har funnits med i över 10 års tid i vårt arbete. And we have also Pastor Arto Sedeaho from Vanta International Christian Fellowship. Very welcome to the sofa this night.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you here. And we have seen an insert from the City Mission in Helsinki. And you, Pastor Arto, you were one of these pastors and churches who was involved in this campaign. So we will hear very soon about your experience. But first, Kenneth, you are in the house. And we have seen this in Helsinki. It's been a success in our eyes and ears. And what can you say, why do we do this kinds of city mission? What is the purpose?
Yeah, because of our task of trying to reach the towns, because that's the mission of the church. We are not here for the church, we are here to reach the people. And sometimes the churches have had some problems in because we say we want to reach the world, but we have not the tools, not the channels how to do that. And what we have seen through all these 60 megacity campaigns we have conducted during the years in Russia, India, Israel, and other countries. So we have seen that when the church is coming together and when we put together all the kind of media, I'm speaking about billboards, television channels, radio programs, advertisement, and SMS, telephones, and when you put all this together like a big orchestra, you can really find a channel that can reach the town, so you can make the message of the gospel visible for the people, and it starts to give effects. Yeah. And we have seen from town to town that the telephones have started to ring, and people are starting to ask questions about faith, and there will be discussions in the media, also on the secular media, start to speak what is happening here, and this is what happened in Russia, this is happening in India, in Chennai, and in Nepal, in Kathmandu, and in Jerusalem, and everywhere, and last year also in Helsinki, because we was a bit, what you shall say, afraid, maybe a little, how can this work in our own culture? So in many ways, the campaign in Helsinki was a surprise. That it's still there. The questions are there, Morgan. The questions are there, and I think the church has to understand that that people are not against, because sometimes we are afraid for the attitudes, the secular attitude. But on the other hand, we can see behind the surface of secularization, there is a spiritual human being asking for the great questions. So that's what we have seen all over the world. And we are now in planning for Hyderabad will start now.
Yes.
After a couple of weeks, and we are now doing a mega city campaign at this moment when we are doing this program in Nazareth, in the hometown of Jesus. That's very wonderful to bring the gospel back to the hometown of Jesus in Arabic, in Russia, and in Hebrew. And we are also in the planning process on Mumbai in India.
Yes.
And at this moment, our CEO, Hannu Hauka, is in Senegal, West Africa, where they have come a very strong they have asked for this
an invitation.
An invitation, yes. So let's see.
Yeah. It's very fantastic about what's happening right now in Nazareth. So we will come back.
Yes, that's good.
Later on. But as always, when we work with these city missions, the most important thing for us is the follow-up work, and everything we do is landing in the local church. And Arto, Pastor Arto, you is a pastor in the Vanta International Fellowship, and you were involved in this mission. And first of all, I want to ask you some about your church. Tell us about your church and why do you participate to this city mission?
Well, I'm a missionary actually by call for nations, and after spending for 7 years in Indonesia and still going there, I will see my home area with the eyes of a missionary. Why or how could we reach out for these people? And the very reason we immediately joined this campaign is that we see this as a powerful tool. You know, this name, even campaign name, Power to Change, that is very revealing, because people want to change, but they don't know how to change. They need power, and in Jesus we have that power. Now, as an international church, we want to reach out for not only those who come as migrants or expatriates, but also ordinary Finnish people. And this campaign offered us an easy tool or easy way to get saturated with the people. And I see this campaign also that it not only helps us to reach out for people, but it unites churches, local churches. I remember never earlier having seen that kind of enthusiasm as we had with this campaign. I think there were 70 or
72, I think.
72 churches, and everybody was excited. Just to say that our church started some 3 years ago. We had our 3rd anniversary by January 1st, New Year Day. And we have people from tens of different countries, and our common language, the language we use, is English. Some of them speak Finnish, but mostly what's that? Tagalog, or Nigerian Igbo language, Swahili, all kinds of languages. So we can see this campaign as a wonderful way we can get into touch with people. And amazing was that once our team or teams that were synchronized to evangelize in shopping centers and so on, we used some method, but they did not only reach out for foreigners, those people who have moved to this area, but also Finns. And they were more open. Finnish people, they are closed in a way, but in their hearts is the same desire to have something more than they can see around them.
For us in Sweden, it's so important to hear a local pastor, as you, Arto, telling us that this is working, because we have not seen a city mission in this way yet in Sweden. But we have a vision to arrange it in a big town. But so for us in Sweden, when we hear you, it's great to encourage in our hearts. And because, as you say, this is create unity in the church and even between the churches. So when you're starting to be a part of this, how do you prepare? I mean, was it a prayer time, or how do you prepare to encourage people to, because everything is about to win souls.
True.
How did you prepare the church, the response in the church?
We started telling about this campaign coming after 1 year. We had some visitors from the campaign office. Actually, one young dear brother, and he already shared about these ideas, and we participated. We gathered as a group of church representatives, but within the church, we tried to gather, and we gathered evangelism groups, all kinds of people who are interested in volunteering in the campaign office and bringing books. And
was it easy to find these people?
I don't know, but all churches, but our people, they were, because this is a fresh new idea, so they had no presumptions.
No. Wonderful. Can it, when we hear this, what has happened in Finland, and we now hear the local church, what about Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, the Scandinavian countries? It is possible.
Absolutely. I think we have a big question how to recreate a faith or enthusiasm in the churches, because there have been some kind, the years of secularization have made the churches a bit disappointed, a bit depressive. But what we could see, as Arto said, when we come into this, there was something also in the air of a revival among the Christians. Maybe we should take this possibility to once again put out our nets and catch the fish in our town. And I believe, because if we cannot believe in our message and believe in our in the gospel, there will not be the motivation. And I think this is one of the most important things in the preparations, that really stir up the faith in that the gospel is the power that can change people's lives, and we are not ashamed of the power of gospel. So I know, Morgan, this will work, and I believe this is the tool for our time. This is the tool of our time.
Pastor Arto, can you say that also it has put pastors close to each other, heart to heart, not just as pastors, but heart to heart, or shoulder to shoulder?
That's true, and there was a quite a significant prayer campaign going on all the time. And one thing was also that we gained, I mean, this campaign gained publicity in state TV channel, and that was very positive. That was kind of talk show that usually they used to put Christian values down very badly, but this time something was open, and there were people sitting around the audience. I mean, among the audience, they were praying. But what I would like to say is that if pastors do not get into front line, how can they expect others to follow?
No.
So pastors must commit themselves, dedicate themselves to this.
It's a challenge
campaign.
To the pastors, you say.
First in priority.
That's right. Absolutely. So now we know that this work in Finland, and you have seen it works in your church as a local pastor. And what can I say about the fruits inside the church and also the context with people? because I think this is a very crucial issue when we conduct different things in the kingdom of God. To do things is not so difficult, but the important thing is to follow up work.
Saying about national churches,
Yeah.
there's one good example in eastern part of Helsinki. They synchronized a program every morning, kind of breakfast program, and that was very powerful. We, as an international church, we are not in so significant role, but that was important to us to raise up that enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever the way, I mean, whatever the tool is, but if it serves the purpose that we get, we can stir up that enthusiasm and people wake up for evangelism, although it would not be so much straight away related with this campaign, but besides, it kind of inspires.
Yes.
As we had people, and I was so amazed to see that that one of our, actually my assistant pastor, he's an eager evangelist. So he stirred up a group, and I think there were more than a dozen people going after some 2 hours training out to streets. That was not really that campaign, but it was orchestrated to that same time.
Yeah.
And amazing, using that script method, they could pray for 53 people on the first day,
Wonderful.
first Saturday. And we can say, how does this connect together? But I see that they help each other.
Yeah.
And that's one way. We need to plan things besides this campaign, not just waiting passively.
No, because in my point of view, I can see big churches and even small churches and even smaller churches has the same opportunity to do things
exactly
at the same time during this campaign.
Yeah.
So this is kind of as an umbrella. It become visible in the whole town.
Yeah.
But then the local church, out of his own DNA, the profile can do things combined to this power to change subject. So for me, it's amazing way to reach new people.
One thing is that this brings Jesus to everyday topic, to be an everyday topic for discussions wherever. You can naturally start talking, right?
Yeah.
And this City Missions Candidates is conducting in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
The whole 4 weeks.
Yeah, the format is in 4 weeks we are saturating all the media in some way and bringing the topic of Jesus up to the people's like a discussion discussion issue in media everywhere. I think I have some reporters about they were speaking in the coffee room and working place and said there was a lot of advertisement in the town. What are they doing, these Christians? And then it started good the discussions.
But even after these 4 weeks, the works continue. The atmosphere and the smell of this city mission is still there.
Yeah, Morgan, we have not reported all the results yet, because we have registered several hundreds of people that are coming to Christ in different churches. We don't know how much they are connected to other works, because you cannot know is this specifically a result of this campaign, but it always is a part of the whole during these last months. And as you said, we are still registering result when people are coming to Christ and they have read the book and the witnesses. They are connected to churches, asking questions, and it starts a process of change in people's lives.
One thing must be mentioned. This is a wonderful testimony to the local society, because believers, pastors, churches from different denominations come to work. They are united by one purpose, one goal.
So Arto, in Sweden, me as a leader and Kenneth is also in the board. We have a vision. We're not there yet, but we're working for and think that our mission or our way to to conduct these city missions will be more known in Sweden. And through these programs we can affect and inspire people. And as you said, the key persons is the pastors and the leaders in the church. But out of your experience now, you're sitting here in the sofa, you talk to the whole Sweden. What would you say to the Swedish pastors? Why should they connect to this kind of city mission? What is the fruit? What is the feeling before and in midst of it and after?
Sometimes pastors, because they work alone in their churches, mostly alone, not maybe visibly, but in they are taking the key responsibility. They might be hesitated. Some even feel that they need to protect their own environment, their territory, and that is not fruitful.
No.
I think we can win more by uniting our strength, our resources, and praying together, because unity is the key issue in Jesus' last moments when he spoke to his disciples, that once you are together, once you are united, the world believes. I think that it's worth the effort.
But what would you say to pastors who maybe is a bit afraid or hesitate to be a part of this kind of city mission? Because, as you said, they are making sure by their own things and so. But what can you say to them to inspire them? Because you have seen this.
Yeah, I would simply say that look behind your past years. What has it been? What can you lose? There's everything you can win.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Kenneth, what would you say to the pastors? The same thing, or add something? Because we have a vision.
Absolutely. I think we have a huge risk in Christianity, also in charismatic Christianity, that we will be very inward. We start to work just to keep our own church life warm and good and fine. But I think there is something in the Spirit speaking to the church today, just to wake up and look on the fields, that there are people all around. In every town in the Nordic Scandinavian revival countries, there is a unreached groups of people that never have heard the gospel. So we have in some way to once again say, let's go and win this generation, tell this generation about the power that can change life. And I think that this is a tool not to we have not Frank Mangs anymore. We have not this old revival, profiles, and we have been speaking about Levi Petrus and everything in years after years. This is yesterday, and we thank God for that. Today, God wants us to take one step forward, take media, use the channels that God has given to the church today in an effective way to speak and communicate, speak to the people. And I believe in the power of the gospel, that if people hear it, it will change them, and then when we use it. So this is what we can be a part of, and we have seen it in our house, and that makes us very, very, very happy.
We can say that there is a shifting how to be a missionary today.
Absolutely.
The traditional way is one way, but we add this with modern tools. Like Hanno Hauka used to say, that it's a orchestra.
Exactly.
A symphony orchestra.
It's an exciting idea to be a missionary in your own environment.
Yes,
exactly.
It's a key word, to be missionary in your own place. So this is wonderful to hear for us in Sweden. It works in Finland, and now we have a very, very good example. Arto, I can really feel that you have a heart burning for Christ. I can see it in your eyes. And it's so good to hear, because we in Sweden, we're really longing for this. Vi längtar efter att få göra en storstadskampanj även i Sverige. Och vi i vårt arbete, vi behöver förebedjare, vi behöver människor som verkligen står med oss. Och vi har också en ekonomi precis som alla andra. Och du är välkommen in i vår missionsfamilj i Mediemission International. Vi har en hemsida som heter mediemission.se och vi har ett plusgiro som är 412041-6. Under hösten 2012 så hoppas vi att vi har kommit fram till så vi har vårt 90-konto på banan. Vi är inte riktigt där än, det är en del papper som ska ordnas, men vi är på väg. Och det har varit en vision från några år tillbaka. Men 412041-6 kan du vara med och ge en generös gåva till vårt arbete. Arto, you had a church and now you have the opportunity to just say your website to your church.
Yeah, you are heartily welcome to spread this news, www.vicf.fi. That's an international church, 6 kilometers from the Helsinki airport.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Pastor Arto, for coming to this program, and Kenneth Grönros.
Tack ska ni ha.
Always have to have you here. Fun to have you here. Mediemission International går mot till slut i det här programmet. Tro och under heter vi. Och det är precis det vi längtar efter, att människor ska komma till tro och vi vill se Guds mirakelkraft verka bland människor. Gå in på vår hemsida mediemission.se, läs mer om det som pågår just nu. Och i kommande program så kommer du få höra mer om kampanjen i Nasaret, även Hyderabad, Mumbai ligger också i pipeline. Och som vi hörde Kenneth berättade så är det en inbjudan även till Senegal i Afrika. Men vi vill önska dig det bästa vi kan ge dig och det är Guds rika välsignelse. Tack ska ni ha.